Hey Theo, what are we doing at the Dusit Thani Bangkok?
Well, Expedia brought their event here in Thailand. They explore local Bangkok, and we have 3 key executives of Expedia to talk to us about the trends.
Great, this is going to be episode 81 of Trends, presented in partnership with TravelDailyNews Asia Pacific. Let's join the conversation.
Expedia is bringing Explore to Bangkok at a time when Southeast Asia is one of the most dynamic regions in the global travel. Today at Dusit Thani Hotel in Bangkok, we have 3 Expedia Group executives with us to discuss hotel market insights, global growth strategy, and the changing advertising landscape. So you've identified clear trends during your presentation.
I've talked about in my presentation around the rise of Gen Z, the rise of technology adoption, and you're asking kind of like how we can most help our hotels to take advantage of that, and also how they can track success on our Expedia Group platform. I think it's a really actually exciting space. And I think maybe first talking around just that AI adoption piece. I think one of the things that's really interesting is the rise of content as king again. Now, we used to say that a long time ago, but I think it's back with a vengeance, because if you think about the way AI works, it digests a large amount of information, in some ways homogenizes it, and then predicts what a user would like to hear. If you think about that, you really have to understand what makes your property distinct compared to others. And our platform already offers you lots of ways to understand, like, how does guest reviews summarize the aspects of your property that are most interesting to them. We have ways of using AI to filter hotels to the properties that are most interesting to me. We may have ways of helping you to ask a hotel through a Q&A about what makes you special and unique as well. So you really have to make sure that the content that you've input into our platform is, 1, up to date, and 2, it actually focuses on the things that actually distinguish you versus other hotels, perhaps. And those things will be surfaced in the AI. If you think about how it also looks at guest reviews, that's another thing that you can indirectly control, right? Because you can also provide a great guest experience, and that's what's going to be highlighted in those guest reviews. Third tip I would give is really quickly, just use our platform, and as well as also third-party platforms, and ask, like, how do travelers look at my property? So you'll understand how you're actually being seen in that world, and that can also help you to craft a little bit of what you want to focus on. I think the other thing, we talked around the rise of events, for instance, as well. I think this is another case where you can use things like our travel ads, things like our accelerator tools, which are visibility tools, and you can target right when that demand is starting to peak, and that helps you to capture some of that demand as well. I guess the last thing I would say is really focused on how do we then track success on our platform? And this is one where, because as a tech company, we have long provided real-time data through our extranet, which is called Partner Central, to understand, how well are you doing? How well are the things that you set with us on our platform working? And if they're not working, frankly, you can see it in real time. So you can tweak and quickly then course correct as needed.
Your market partnerships are critical, especially as the B2B network grows rapidly in this region. Given the diverse cultural and market nuances in Southeast Asia, how are you specifically localizing the supply strategy and partner support within the B2B network to ensure Expedia Group is effectively powering travel for everybody, from major hotel chains to small independent or unique local properties?
So in terms of the power of our B2B network, which indeed expanding rapidly around the globe, but certainly also within region, how do we make sure that our properties that we service here are also, let's say, locally relevant, make sure that they are highlighted to the right partners and the right customers at the right time? I think one is, we have a lot of different partner segments, and the question, we've talked about things like global chains, we've talked about regional chains, local chains, certainly independents, both large and small. I think the great thing is that we want to be able to match the right partner to the right team with the right tools. And within our region, we have teams that address each of those partner types that you just mentioned. And those partner types would then have the right set of skills to address them. They would have the right set of tools to address that specific segment. And they're all here. The great part about I think Expedia Group is that we also are committed to a lot of the major markets that we operate in, and we have those resources on the ground, so that now we not only have the right tools and the right teams and addressing the right partner segments, but they're also empowered to make sure that they can be that local voice within a globalized company as well. So that gives us that localization angle. I also want to touch on B2B specifically, since that was one of the things you've asked. And I think, again, we're a tech company. And the way that our B2B works is also that we will match the right hotel supply to the right demand partner. So what that means is if one of my partners is a global partner, I may prefer a globalized portfolio of hotels to address my travelers. But if I'm let's say a local OTA, or if I'm a regional player, I may need a different set of hotels. So our algorithms try and understand what is the hotel that is most likely to resonate for their customers. And that's where you can really see, again, that localization coming into fore, because if you have a player who really focuses on this region, they may have a different set of hotel needs than our global partners. And I think our algorithms will address that within the B2B network.
Jennifer, your talk mentioned AI turbocharging advertising products with new insights.
Well, AI is grounded in really everything that we do in our travel media network, but I can give you one specific example that I think is beneficial for hotels. Specifically, is we have a product called Travel Ads, and we want to make that work for the partner as much as possible, and AI is a tool that we can use for that. We have things like automated bidding, essentially. So the hotel that wants to show up in a market and fill rooms in a market, we are essentially letting the machines do the work and provide the bidding strategies that hotel needs to have. Secondly, AI does a lot for creative. AI can essentially pull the right creatives for that hotel to ensure that they're going to get the highest level of engagement. And then third, a lot of hotels don't know how much money they need to spend in a market to actually drive results and fill their rooms. So we have guided recommendations that, again, are AI driven based on the market conditions and dynamics. So that hotel doesn't have to spend any more than they have to in order to get the customers and fill those rooms. Sustainability is really important in everything that we do. And I think a really good example of where we lean into sustainability is in our work with tourism boards, destination marketing organizations. Many destinations have an over-tourism problem, and they want to be sustainable. And one of the things that we can really help our partners with there is to disperse those travelers and promote lesser-known destinations. So, for example, many people want to go to Paris, but there's lots of regions outside of Paris that they can easily get to. And we have a lot of capabilities within our travel media network to target those travelers and be able to introduce them to a location that they may not have considered. And the good news is our research tells us that travelers not only want to travel sustainably, but they want to go off the beaten path. They don't see themselves as tourists. They see themselves as travelers, and they want to venture into the unknown.
A major drive of capturing those high-value, longer-stay travelers is, of course, where and how you generate demand. Stepping into your world, the Expedia Group advertising business is responsible for reaching and converting the traveler throughout the entire complex journey.
Well, we are very fortunate in that we are a commerce media, meaning we sell travel, but we're also a publisher. And because of that, we have this tremendous value proposition where we have a lot of first-party data. And our first-party data, 70 petabytes to be exact, allows us to understand traveler signals and intent. We know what our travelers are doing real time on our channels, and we can use that information to create billions of touch points to connect our advertisers to those travelers, whether they are on our site or off. So it reduces that fragmentation if we are able to really create personalized messages to those travelers, to instead of just advertise to them, we're actually helping them through the process and cut through a lot of the information and content that they have to get through to plan a trip.
Greg, that focus on local market partnerships and B2B growth is a critical part of the larger force multiplier strategy. Turning to you as a Chief Commercial Officer, you oversee the entire global marketplace that Michael's team connects with.
The Expedia Group marketplace is a force multiplier for travel. That means the more that we all put into this marketplace, the more we all grow. And your effort goes further through the Expedia Group marketplace. We have supply, we have more supply, global supply, huge partners as well as small local partners. We have demand. We have 3 amazing brands, Expedia, Hotels.com, and Vrbo, as well as the largest B2B network in the world. So we put that together using advanced technology, which is a force multiplier for travel. Asia, and especially Southeast Asia, is a crucial growth area for travel, and Expedia is investing heavily to ensure that the marketplace is healthy here and that we're bringing demand, we're bringing travelers to the region.
Michael just detailed the ground level work, but from your strategic satellite perspective, you framed the entire marketplace as a force multiplier with APAC as a Greek growth engine.
It's very important for us that we bring a lot of demand to our partners around the world, and especially here in Thailand, which is such an important part of the travel market. We account for more than a third of all travelers, of all American travelers coming into Thailand, and from many other countries around the world. We're bringing many travelers to Thailand from within the Asian region, as well as more broadly around the world. The Expedia Group marketplace has great brands like Hotels.com and Expedia, and an unparalleled B2B network that reaches demand all throughout the region. And it's very important that we work closely with our Thai partners to ensure that their brands and their products and their experiences are well represented in that marketplace.